Most common 8 cleaning objections and how to overcome them. This is your only fighting chance to turn the tide to your favor and increase your chances of getting that potential prospect and adding them to your book of business. And we're gonna go over those questions, including the most common one that we hear, which is the price is too expensive. However, before we start diving into the responses that will help you position yourself in a different way, remember, whenever you're approaching a potential who's expressing their desire, their objection, tap yourself in the shoulders because you've done well. Not every single customer will open up and will tell you the reason why they are considering not pulling the trigger right now. So if they did this, then you're already positioning yourself well, which is great. And the second thing to keep in mind is be empathetic. Try not to sell what they don't need, right? Because there's enough business in this industry. You can sell what the people need and then they smell it. So your intent there is to position yourself as a consultant, a trusted advisor. So now the customer comes to you looking for the answers, and this is your opportunity to take the other responses, whatever the objections they have, turn them around and gain that business. 18 plus years running the cleaning company, countless hours of YouTube and research. These are the answers. So number one would be the price is too expensive. And what I'd like to do then is, what is the true value of a pristine, worry-free environment to you? And what I like about this question is it makes the customer think, what is the true value of my time? And that's what you want to do, right? Because what we're doing there is everybody can do cleaning. Let's be realistic. Every single person who has a desire can do the cleaning. It's the time that we gain back to the customer so they can spend the time on things that truly matter to them. Environment, friends, entertainment, travel, work, creation, helping others, whatever it is. So make them think about things that truly matter to them. The next answer or a question to the objection would be, if a service like this didn't exist, would you create one? And if they say yes, of course, you know now that they see value in it. They just not yet ready to pay the price tag, which means you did not yet convince them that you are above the crowd and worth every single investment. If we don't address it now, how much will it cost you down the road? In the big corporations, people can see this. When COVID was a big thing, they know, right? If I get sick, it can cost me arm and a leg, or literally my life, or downtime, especially when you go to corporations during the winter times, the flu season, etc. A downtime, when a person is down, an employee is down, the productivity of the entire company falls down. So ask this question, if we don't address it now, how much more will it cost you? Or even if you get a crappy cleaning team and have to swap them out down the road, you still have a downtime. You still have a lot more back and forth that you're not accounting for. Let the customer see it. Number 2 question is, I need to get an approval from my partner. And right there, what I'd like to say, let's say you didn't have the partner. If you did not have it, then would we have a chance, an opportunity to work together? Would we be able to work together? When the answer is yes, then you know that, hey, they're already on your side, which is great. The other question is, what would happen if your partner says no? And if they say, let them think, and oh, no, that's fine, we keep going, then you know that you got them on your side already. What are the key factors you and your partner will consider? Because let's address these so you can make an informed decision. And that's a great question because you want to know that so you're prepared. And one of the things that you want to do is be on that meeting. You invite yourself into that meeting when the partner is there, because remember, the person you're selling is not selling your business as well as you would be because you're the professional to the partner. So therefore, you want to be on that meeting. How about we set up a meeting with your partner tomorrow so we can go over the concerns together, is the question. By the way, you don't have to write them all down. I've got a chart breaking down like a cheat sheet for you and your sales personnel, and or this PDF that you will be able to print it out at ansimpact.com. Just literally go there, give your email address. In exchange, that's the only thing we ask so we can get a hold of you, but all the questions are there, so no worries. Let me get back to you would be the number 3. And in this case, what you want to do is, what needs to happen before you can move with us? How about we schedule a meeting after you talk with your competition? The way you come to this question is what needs to happen? They're oh, I'm still entertaining I'm going back. Okay, so competition, that's great. And remember, you're positioning yourself as a consultant who's on the customer side. You're okay, sure. When will you finish talking to my competitor? Let's say they say Thursday. How about we schedule something on Friday and we go over it? Because remember, empathy what sells, and then the last person who talks to the prospect before prospect makes the final decision has a humongously increased opportunity to get that prospect. So therefore, if you're the last person talking after this prospect talked to all the other cleaning companies and you on the phone and they're hey, I like them, this is what they offer, this is the price they offer, and then you're oh, that's great, we offer this too. But did you pay attention? Are they properly insured? Do they have background? Do they pre-check their personnel? Do they use eco-friendly cleaning chemicals? Come on, you guys, you're in cleaning, you know why you're good, right? And my goal is not to brainwash a customer to make him say, yes, you've got the contract, but truly know that you present the value already. And as a business owner, you already know that. And if you're getting a value, speaking of, from this video, I would greatly appreciate thumbs up right down, right at this very moment. And thank you so much. If I'm missing anything on these or different approach that was effective for you, of course, put in the comments. Let the community benefit, because that's the intent of this channel. The number 4 question, which is popular, are we are currently under a contract. And that's great, right? Like, so yes, they're under contract. What you want to do there is, how has the service been for you so far? From 1 to 10, what would you rank it? So you want to ask the prospect, and they're like, oh, that's great, they've been 7. And you're like, what would need to happen for them to be 10? You see where I'm going with this? I'm trying to get the customer open up what the other company is not doing, because when you know that, and assuming you offer and you can make it happen, then you're increasing your chances of gaining that business. So you can say, oh, perfect, I see that the contract expires when? Let's say 2 months from now. So we have enough time. Would you like me to work out a pricing for you? Because we happen to address your concerns. Or they're like, oh, a year from now. So I'm like, okay, perfect, you just signed it, that's great. How about I'll check in with you 6 months from now, and then a year from now again. So this way you stay in touch. And if something goes wrong in between with their cleaning company, then you're staying in touch. You're not being too persuasive, like pushy. Then the chances are the customer will like you, and your chances of getting a business increase. So number 5, I prefer in-house cleaning. And a question to that would be, if in-house cleaning wasn't an option, how would a service like ours make your life easier? I'll let them think about it as well. And then remember, whenever you talk about the in-house service, what I'd like to present is, look, my company comes in and we take everything off of your shoulders. Now you don't have to staff, monitor the holiday pays. This is all ours. Vacation pays, the training, employee turnover, the clock in, clock out software not working, the equipment breakage, the supply running out of. See, like, there's so many things that we do as cleaners. A lot of people come to a clean building and they're like, oh, the building is clean. I'm like, sure, it's clean, but there's a lot of people work in the background behind the curtains making this work. So you know what you deal with, and therefore try to find out. This usually helps. And overhead expense, yes, and per hour they could be paying less to people, but there's an unforeseen, like, hidden overhead expense. Their vacation times, their sick leaves, their benefits, whatever, because those are the ones that you provide already, and customer only pays you one flat fee. And turnover is crazy in this industry, but you have the right people, so you know how to train them. So the customer doesn't need to know about this. Again, value, like, we sell the value, like, we take this cleaning off of your shoulders. We're the professionals. You don't have to worry about it. Now you focus on your family. Now you focus on your work. Now you focus on your goals, ambitions, and travels. That's how we normally charge. I had bad experience before is number 6. And unfortunately, yes, it happens. I mean, we date people, it doesn't work out, but it doesn't mean we stop dating again. We just, in a perfect world, learn and not to make that mistake. But hey, come on. Who hasn't stepped on the same thing 2 or 3 times? But again, in this case, you want to sit down with a customer and say, what can we do differently to ensure you don't have similar experience? Let's figure it out together. And then you figure it out together with a customer and you guys write it down together. The next one would be, I need to think about it and I need to sleep on this. And this is really cool one. Once I actually invited a person, I was interviewing her for an office admin position. I'm like, I used the same thing. Hey, look, I need to sleep on it. And she's like, everybody quiet, turn off the lights. John, go to sleep. And then it's just like, I just crack up. Like, needless to say, I end up not hiring her because she was, so yes, she was not applying for this position. She was a great for sales, but we didn't need a salesperson at this time. But this was amazing. I still remember her and I'm bringing up her. The other person can say like, okay, look at the time, stop the timer, like, go, right? So if you're getting a value from this, remember, please subscribe, bring in your friends and family. Help me to help you. Let's grow together. Like, the more people are here in this channel, the more I can give and the more we interact and we build this awesome, amazing, supportive community, because I don't look at any cleaner as a competition. I look at all of us as allies, because there's a lot more work and we can all grow together. We can all put a spotlight on ourselves, get the paid vacations, and finally get the paid weekends and make our lives better. So I greatly and genuinely appreciate you hitting the subscribe button here and bringing in your friends. So the concerns, okay, one is you can joke around. It depends, right? Some people are really like break the ice very easy. I'm probably not like that. So my business partner Jose is like that. He can just start joking. So if you're on those, that kind of type person, you can throw in the joke. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. The other objection to this would be is there something specific we can address to help you make your decision? Now you're asking a customer. So in a nutshell, there are 3 objections that the customer needs to overcome. Do I like it? Do I like this service? Can I afford it? And am I ready to pull the trigger now? So if the customer says, no, you can always try to ask them a question like, is it the cost? If they're like, yeah, cost is fine. Okay. Do you like the service? Yes, the service is like, so what else is stopping you? Again, you don't necessarily have to try to close the customer, but the more information you know, the better ammunition you have to go back to a customer, increase your chances of getting the contract. Then if they like you, they will sign the contract right there, and then the chance of it is high. So the 8th question would be, it's not the right time to buy now. And I've heard that quite often as well. No, I'm not ready. It's not the right time. And then what you'd like to do is, they might already have a cleaning service, or maybe they just not, like when they saw the prices of cleaning, they're like, oops, I'm just not ready to purchase. And that's okay if that's the case, but you don't want to waste your time. So in this case, you want to say, are you certain you do know that you need this service at some near future? And they're like, yes. So you see yourself hiring a cleaning company in the near future. And then if this answer is yes, you're like, when the timing is right, will you be adding the service, right? So when they say yes, then around when do you think it'll happen? 6 months from now. So then you're like, okay, let's schedule something and put it in our calendars. And then what you do is you immediately put it in your calendar, because what it gives you an opportunity is next time when you go in 6 months from now, and then you can always keep them warm, like on your email marketing, right? So they hear from you. Well, next time when you go for an appointment, you're not a cold calling anymore. You are an appointment, a person in their calendar, and they're more likely to do business with you and listen to you when they talk. So in a core essence, whatever you're trying to do, the objections is you're trying to pinpoint to ideally usually a single, maybe 2 objections. And once you have them unwrapped, then you can address this. So another question would be, if this, whatever the obstacle, did not exist, would you say yes? So if the customer says yes, right? But I don't have time for it now. Okay, what do we need to do to get you more time? Or the customer is like, yes, but I need to get an approval from my business partner. Okay, what do we need to do to make sure your partner won't worry about it and will likely agree to it? So these questions will help you to change it, but it comes with a practice, right? You gotta practice, and then don't be hesitant to do practice with your family members if you're a small company, with your assistants, whoever in the office. And normally what we do sometimes is I just pick up a phone, like imaginary phone, and like, hey Christina, ring ring, and she's like, hello, and then we can do back and forth. Or I sit down sometimes and I practice. So this is a pro tip. It'll get you outside of your comfort zone, because the more you repeat these, the more habitual the responses be and more organic and natural that come up, because it's not just memorizing these questions, but also tone of value, deliverability, the sincerity the customer needs to see it. So you need to practice more with your cleaners, with your family members, whoever you can, any opportunity you get, and that's totally all right. Even if you're driving in the back of an Uber coming back from a party, just throw 1 or 2 questions to an Uber driver and just watch their reaction. I promise this will make you better, and the more you're prepared for this, the more business you'll close, which means more money in your pocket. Now that you know how to overcome the objections, I've put a separate video together which talks about how to get those leads, how to get your pipeline coming, because you need them coming, and then to be finding out the objections, and then you can start closing. So you know what to do. Write this video. I'll be right there waiting for you. Keep on crushing your cleaning businesses. Can't wait to see your successes. Bye-bye.